Hey guys, what's up? It's Extreme again with another Cardfight Vanguard deck profile. I'm going to try to throw these out as fast as I can, whether they be my decks or my friends' decks. I only really have two decks right now, so right now I'm going to be showing you a deck that I'm not thinking of using competitively. I might, but right now it's not in its competitive stage. It's actually a really kind of an old deck, but it's with a couple of new cards. I'd like to say maybe like 2 or 3 new cards. This is more of my funsies deck. This is my Raging Form deck. There's a lot of arguable things that I'm running in this that I agree with are arguable, meaning because I'm just like feeling it out before I start to put better, more competitive cards and like stride it out. Before I go on, no, I don't have any strides for this deck right now. Plus, I don't run the Revenger Abyss card. It's just expensive, and I just don't have the money for it right now. And so yeah, this is my Raging Form deck in its limit break mode, kind of a issue thingy. It's actually a pretty fun deck to run. Just for funsies, it still wins against a couple of my friends' decks, and just a fun deck to run. So without further ado, let's get started. Obviously, it's a Raging Form deck. Run 4 Raging Form Dragons. Basically, it's just a Persona stand whenever this attacks a Vanguard. Retire 3 Raging Forms, and then Persona ride it, which means you take 1 Raging Form from your hand and put it on top, and it gains an extra 10,000. So the only downside of this is it has to have one. You have to have one in your hand. So yeah. And then I run 4 Mordred Phantoms. This is basically just amazing. If you break ride on top of Raging Form, or break ride on top of Mordred Phantom, you gain the 10,000 due to the break ride. Then if you Persona ride, you gain another, it turns to another 10,000. And then he obviously has the amazing effect of Superior Calling a grade 2 or less from your deck, plus 5,000 to that Superior Called card. So yeah, those are my grade 3s. Grade 2s. 4 Blaster Dark Revengers. A lot of people are telling me not to run this card just because since the deck it's bad with the deck. As I said, I just wanted to keep a full Revenger deck, and I think I'm just going to keep this in here just because it's a nice looking card, and it works sometimes, and it's just nice. I don't want to put a Maca in here. Like, I think Kira Qualia uses a Maca or Matcha from the Legend deck. I know it has the effect of being able, so you can do 2 in 1 turn, but I really don't ever see a need to do that with this deck. It just, it'd be cool to do it, but why? So yeah, I just run 4 Blaster Dark Revengers just because it's a cool card, and it's the Revenger card. So yeah. 4 Nullity Revenger Masquerades. This is arguably the best grade 2, just because it's the 12k, and it's just an easy 12k to go for, especially with this deck since it Superior Calls quite a bit. With Mordred Phantom, this is usually the card you want to go for, so it'd be a 17,000 attacker. So yeah. 3 Tartu. Tartu is a really good card. Basically to ride, because when it's placed on Vanguard or Rearguard, Counterblast 2 and Superior Call any grade 1 or less Revenger from your deck, and then shuffle your deck. Yeah, so it's a really good card to go for 1 or 2 specific cards. So yeah. For grade 1s, 4 P-Guards, I run the Young Skull Witch Nemen because I don't have money for Maclear, and I don't really care for Maclear too much, but yeah. Nemen's a really good card for a P-Guard because it has the effect. 4 Tempting Revenger Finnegas. Yay, it's a limit break enabler that came quite late. I mean, this deck is a limit break deck. Why wouldn't you run a limit break enabler? It's amazing if you are like at 2 or 3 damage, and then you just break ride on top of Raging Form. It's just like people just never, like, it's so unexpected, and it's just like so much power is put into it. So yeah, limit break enabler. Usually with Tartu, you usually want to go for him, just so if you end up going for Raging Forms, that whole shenanigans, if you end up going for him, you would, go for Tartu with him, go into him, and then, like, if you get a heal trigger, you still are okay. So, yeah, good card. 3, Transient Revenger Masquerades. Now, I know a lot of people are like, Extreme, what are you doing? Why aren't you running Darkheart Trumpeteer? I don't know. I mean, Masquerade's a good card. I don't have Darkheart Trumpeteer as of now, so I guess, as I said, this is the reason why I'm kind of looking at the deck before looking at how I want to build the deck before I actually, end up, taking it to tournaments, adding those strides to it, So I might end up adding Darkheart Trumpeteer. This is actually a pretty good card. It's just a 10k attacker. A good card. Like, if you don't want to ride this card because there's only one in your hand, or if you don't want to ride the next card because it's expensive and it's an amazing card, just ride him. And then also a good rear guard. It's a 10k attacker. What more can you ask for? Then I run 3 Dorant, because I run 4 Masquerade, so might as well just run the Dorant. Dorant is an amazing card. Whenever a Blaster Blade is called onto a rear guard, Vanguard, or rear guard, that's amazing. Whenever it's just, when your Blaster Deck Revenger is placed on Vanguard or rear guard in the same column as this unit, if you have a Vanguard with Revenger in its name, choose a card from your damage zone and unflip it. Basically, in some ways, it can pick. It's a Paladin. And I know this came first, but a lot of people are debating on whether or not Paladin is better or Dorant is better. I consider them better in their different perspective ways. In Monarch, the Paladin is just amazing. In this one, it's just a good card to have because you can just abuse it with Tartu if you want to. It's just an all around good card. The one bad thing I don't like about it is that you can't stack it. Paladin you could stack because it was only on rear guard, but it didn't have to be in the same column. This card you can't stack. So yeah, one bad thing I don't like about this card. But other than that, it's an unflipper. So, like, you can actually it's Blaster Dark Revenger's effect for 1 less cost. So yeah, good card. For grade 0s, I run the main grade 0, Creeping Dark Goat. I know people are like, you said you were going to run Revenger. Why don't you run Frontline Revenger Claudus or Judge Bow? Well, first of all, I can't even run Judge Bow in this deck. It doesn't even work. I don't even think it does. Well, I mean, it works with Mordred Phantom, but still, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. I mean, it does kind of work, but not really. And then, Claudus is a pretty good card, but, Creeping Dark Goat is amazing because you can search for, Raging Form. So, yeah. Great Things Searcher. People don't know. And then, all Revengers. 8 crit. All Revenger. 4 draw Revengers. And 4 heal Revengers. And no strides because I'm too good. I do sometimes end up putting like a Blizza or a couple Atmoses and a Harmonix Messiah just for the shits and giggles, but not really ever needed. But yeah, no, that's my deck profile for my Raging Form deck. It's a pretty deck. It's a very, very pretty deck. Yeah, unlike my Spike Brothers deck, this deck is actually done. I think. I mean, I still have some kinks to take out of it, but this deck is pretty much done. But yeah, if you guys ever want me to, I'm probably going to end up doing a duel between the Raging Form and the Bloody End. Probably a lot of people will be like, duh, Bloody End's going to totally swipe the crap out of this deck, but no, you'll be surprised. I've actually had a lot of times where this deck just happens to outmatch, have better hands, just outmatch it just because of it's just another Crush Rush deck. It's just at that final turn, it's able to get all those things. So, yeah, this is my deck profile of my Raging Form Dragon. Like, comment, subscribe, and look forward to more videos for Cardfight Vanguard and Yu-Gi-Oh! And other things that really don't matter about my perspective part of this channel. But yeah, this is Extreme. Peace out.